Hello, my mathematicians. So today in math, we are working on lesson 9-4, and we are going to be doing some regrouping. Okay, we're going to start off using models, and then we'll do some pictures, and then we'll move into just doing it abstractly with the numbers. Okay, so as you guys remember, this is my 100 flat. Okay, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be breaking this 100 flat up today into 10 tens. We're going to be going backwards. Remember how we were putting 10 tens together before to make 100? We put those 10 tens to make 100. Well, now we're going to be turning those hundreds and breaking them back into the 10 tens that make them up. Okay? Going to be turning one of those 100 flats back into 10 tens because that's exactly the same. Those are equal to each other. One of these hundreds is equal to 10 tens. One of those 100 flats, because they both have 100 cubes that make them up, equals 10 tens. Now remember, before we were taking those 10 tens and turning it into 100. Well, now that we're working on subtraction, we're going to go backwards. Okay, we're going to go backwards. So let's practice, excuse me, let's practice a few of these with some pictures. Okay, let's practice a few of them with some pictures. All right, so let's say that I have 4 of those hundreds flats. Remember, that's what those, when I see hundreds, those are those 400 flats. And I have 6 tens and 3 ones. Let's think about what number that is. That's the number 463. Okay, if I were to count all the little cubes that make that number, it would take 463. So I can draw a picture to represent it. Remember, we draw the squares to represent those hundreds. So there's my 4 hundreds. And I have 6 tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I have 3 ones. 1, 2, 3. So that is how we represent with a picture 463. All right. Well, we're going to turn one of these hundreds back into tens. So I can cross it off and move it over here. And remember that it takes 10 tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 tens to make 100. Okay? It's no longer 100. It's now over here broken up into 10 tens. So what do I have now? How many of these hundreds do I have now? I now have 3 hundreds. And I now have the 6 tens plus my 10 tens. So I have 16 tens. Let's double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 tens. And I didn't touch my ones, so I still have 3 ones. All right. I still have the number 463. I just changed one of those hundreds into tens. I still have the same amount. I didn't take any away. I regrouped it. I moved it from here to there. I changed it from 100 back into the 10 tens. Okay, 100, 200, 300, 310, 320, 340, 350, 360, 300, sorry, 310, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 400, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 1, 2, 3. See, I still have 463. I'm just writing it a different way. I'm showing it a different way, okay? All right, so let's take a look at how to do it. So that's how you would do it with a picture. You move that 100 back into tens, okay? And we can do the same thing. Let's say I have 2 hundreds. 4 tens, 6 ones, all right? And they want me to regroup one of my hundreds into tens. So I no longer have 2 hundreds. If I move one of these hundreds over to the tens place, I now only have 100. I move the other one over here, and I put it right in front there. Now I have 14 tens. I have 100, 14 tens, and 6 ones. That's all I did. I just moved it. There are my 4 tens. There are my 6 ones. They want me to regroup it, so I'm going to turn it back into tens now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I now have 100, 14 tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 tens, and I still have 6 ones. I didn't change my number, guys. I just regrouped it and wrote it a different way. All right, so let's take a look at our book now. Let's take a look at that lesson in our book. All right. Nope, wrong page. This one went ahead 2 pages. Okay. So that's our objective today. Use models to regroup hundreds as tens. Draw the picture if you need it, guys. It's not a big deal if you're not ready to do it without the picture. Okay, I tell you that all the time. All right, so let's look at our problem. A ticket seller has 4 rolls of 100 tickets. So he has 4 of these. Each one of these represents a ticket. 2 strips of 10 tickets and 7 single tickets. So let's draw what that problem said first. First, that problem tells us that the ticket seller has 4 rolls of 100. 100, 200s, 300s, 400s. And then it says they have 2 strips of 10. So that's 2 tens. And then 7 single tickets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, this is what they told us they had. 4 rolls of 100, 2 strips of 10, 7 singles. 427 tickets. Okay. Then it tells us that she's going to break one of those rolls of 100 tickets up to make more strips of 10. Think about when you guys went to the carnival and you bought strips of tickets, okay? They had them in a big roll, and they took that roll and they broke it into 10 strips. How many tens are in 100? 10 tens. So we're going to turn that into 10 tens. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We took that roll of 100 and we broke off 10 tickets and then 10 more and then 10 more, 10 more, 10 more, 10 more, 10 more, 10 more. Think about those rolls of 10 or those strips of 10. How many tickets of each type are there now? So how many hundreds do I have now? I had 4 hundreds. Now I only have 3 hundreds because I regrouped one of them. How many strips of 10 do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I had the 2 I started with, and I made 10 more strips. The 10 and the 2 I started with, so I have 12 10 strips now, and I didn't touch my 1, so I still have 7 ones. I still have 427 tickets. It's just grouped differently now. If I counted each ticket, I would still have 427 tickets. Okay? All right. And that's exactly what they showed us on here. They modeled it with the cubes. Okay? All right. So let's take a look at this page. Let's work on some of these together. It says use models to regroup one of these hundreds as 10 tens. Write the new number as hundreds, tens, and ones. So they started with 100, 4 tens, and 3 ones, or 143. They regrouped one of these hundreds into 10 tens. See how they broke it apart? See them showing it with the arrow? So how many hundreds do they have now? Are there any 100 of these cubes now? No. We have no hundreds, so we're going to put a 0 there. How many tens do I have now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I now have 14 tens and 3 ones. All I did was move that 100 over here. I'm going backwards now and gave the 10 here. I moved it. I regrouped it. All right, so let's do number 2 together. All right, we can do it with the paper. Sorry guys, Miss McClellan dropped her eraser, so I'm going to have to use my hand. It fell on the floor. All right, I'm going to use my board to model it. Those of you that don't need that modeling, you can do it without it. Okay, so they're saying they have 5 of those hundreds. So let's draw that. I'm going to put my board here to make it a little bit easier. 5 hundreds. So draw those 5 squares to represent our hundreds. Two tens. 1 10, 2 tens. Okay, and then 2 ones. There's my number, 522. They want us to do what did they say? They said regroup one of these hundreds into 10 tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. How many hundreds do I have now? I have 4 hundreds. How many tens do I have now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 tens. And how many ones? Still have my 2 ones. Okay, so look what we did. We took one of those hundreds, so I have 4 hundreds there, and we moved it over here. So now I have 12 tens. Okay, so all I'm doing, I'm taking 100 and moving it. I'm breaking it into 10 tens. All right. Okay, guys. So you guys are going to work on that some more. If you're having trouble with this, let me know. I will work with you some more with it on Zoom, and I can send you guys some extra activities to do to work on it, okay? Just think about taking that 100 and breaking it into 10 tens and moving it to the tens place, okay? If you need to, you can use your place value chart to help you as well. I don't know where my thing is. Miss McClellan's a mess today, guys. All right, but you can use your place value chart to help you as well. Move one of those hundreds over to the tens place. All right, so you're going to work on 396, 397, and 398. All right, like I said, guys, I will be on Zoom at 10 o'clock if you need help, some more help with this, okay? I know this is a new concept. All right, I'll talk to you guys later.